Hello and welcome back to Spectacular Sports. And in a previous video, I gave my NFL predictions, but a lot of things have changed since then, so I'll be giving my final NFL predictions. The first division is the AFC East, and in last I'm going with the Patriots at 7-10. I think that their coaching got better this offseason, but I don't know how much I can trust Mac Jones leading an offense. I think their defense is still good, but I don't know how many wins they can get, so I got them at 7-10. And third, I got the Jets at 10-7. I don't know how much Aaron Rodgers can do. I really like this defense. I think the offense has a lot of weapons, including Dalvin Cook, which they got recently. So I got 10 wins for the Jets. And second, I'm going with Miami at 11 wins. I really like this offense. If Tua can stay healthy, this team can win up to 12 games. And I think Tyreek Hill could have a great season. And the defense is gonna not do as good because Jalen Ramsey's injured for most of the season, but I do think everyone outside of him, the defense is still good. And first, I got Buffalo, who have one of the best defenses in the league, and Josh Allen is always an MVP candidate. So, yeah, that's the AFC East. The next division is the AFC West, and in last, I got Las Vegas at 6 wins. I still think Derek Carr is better than Jimmy G, so that's a downgrade. But I like Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams on this offense, and I think his defense has Max Crosby, so they'll always get some stops, but I don't know for them. And third, I have Denver at 8 wins. I think Russell Wilson can do better. I don't think he'll be elite anymore, but Sean Payton definitely can help, and this defense is still top 10 to like 15 range. And second, I got the Chargers at 9-8. I think they have a good roster with Justin Herbert, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, and then they have Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Darren James on defense. I just think that their coaching is holding them back. And in first, I got the Chiefs at 14 wins, of course. Next is the AFC North, and in last, I'm going with Cleveland. I just don't know if Deshaun Watson can be good. If he can be good, this team can win up to 10 or 11 games because they have Myles Garrett on defense, Nick Chubb on offense, and a bunch of other stars. But I got 8-9 for the Browns. And third, I'm going with Pittsburgh at 10-7. I think Kenny Pickett can take a step up with George Pickens. I just don't know how far that step will be. And they still have a great defense, but I got 10 wins for Pittsburgh. And second, I'm going to Baltimore. I think they'll start off really hot and then cool down towards the end of the season. But those wins from the beginning of the season, I think, can get them to a playoff spot. But I like this defense, and I think Lamar will have a good year with his passing. And in first, I'm going with the Bengals at 12 wins. If Joe Burrow misses week 1, they might lose. But the rest of their games, for most part, I think that they can win them. So I got them at 12-5. That's the AFC North. And the last division in the AFC, the South. And last, I'm going with Indianapolis at 3 wins. I don't know. Can Anthony Richardson be a starter? Is their coaching good? There's a lot of questions with this Indianapolis team, and I think most of them are negative. I got them at 3 wins. And third, I got Houston at 4 wins. I think CJ Stroud will have a decent rookie year, but he doesn't have much weapons on offense. And then the defense is very young, too. So I have them at 4 wins. In second, I have Tennessee at 7 wins. I wanted to give them more wins, but I don't know. I got them at 7 wins, but I still think Derrick Henry will have a great year. I don't know if D-Hop can produce with his quarterback 1 being Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, I like their coaching with Mike Vrabel. And at first, I'm going with the young Jags at 11-6. I think Trevor Lawrence will have a great year with his offense, and I think their defense will take a step up. So yeah, that's the AFC South. Next is the NFC East, and then last, I'm going with Washington at 6 wins. I think Sam Howell is actually going to have a decent season, but outside of Terry McLaurin, he doesn't have the best weapons on offense. I think their D-line is really good, and the rest of their defense is good too, but I think next year they could be a contender in the in the NFC East. In third, I'm going with the Giants at 8 and 9. I don't know. I don't trust Daniel Jones. I like their coaching and their defense and Saquon Barkley, but if Saquon Barkley does leave, then that's a big problem. In second, I'm going with the Cowboys at 12 and 5 for the third season in a row. I really like this offense and I really like this defense. I think they could win up to 13 games, but their coaching holds them back. And at first, I'm going with Philly at 13 wins. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Next is the NFC West, and then last I'm going with Arizona at 1 win and 16 losses. I don't know when Kyler Murray is going to be back. If he does, they could win a game, maybe 2 or 3. But I just don't like this Arizona team at all. In third, I'm going with the Rams at 4 and 13. They do still have Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp, who are top players in the NFL, and Matthew Stafford, who's an above-average quarterback now. But I think the rest of this team is really bad, so I got them in third. In second, I'm going with my Seahawks at 11 and 6. I feel like if I say too much good things about them, it's going to sound biased, but I really like their offense, and their defense got better this offseason. And then first, I'm going with San Francisco at 13 wins. This overall roster is really good. Like, their offense is good, like great actually, and their defense is one of the best in the leagues. But the quarterback room is not the best, but I think Brock Purdy can have another good year. But yeah, that's the NFC West. Next is the NFC North, and last I'm going with the tie for the Packers. I think Jordan Love, if he plays good, this team can win 10 games. I really like their defense, coaching, and their run game. And I think Jordan Love can have a connection with Christian Watson. But if he doesn't play well, I don't know, this team could win like 5 or 6 games. But I have them at about the middle at 7 wins. In third, I'm going with Chicago at 7 wins too. I think they got better this offseason. I think DJ Moore can help Justin Fields passing a little bit, but not as much as I said in the previous video about predicting NFL teams' records. Their defense got better this offseason. And for second, I'm going with Minnesota at 9 wins. This offense is really good, but their defense is not. So their offense wins them 9, defense loses them 8. But yeah. And then at first, I'm going with the Lions at 10 wins. This defense got better this offseason, and their offense is really good. And I think Amon-Ra St. Brown will have another Pro Bowl year. But that's the NFC North. And the last division is the NFC South. And last, I'm going to Tampa at 4 wins. I think the outside of the quarterback position, this team is decent. They still have Mike Evans, who's a 1,000-yard receiver. And their defense is still probably top 15-ish. Yeah. In third, I'm going with Carolina at 6 wins. I don't think Bryce Young can have a great year in his first year, but he has some weapons around him, and I think their defense is decent. And second, I'm going with Atlanta at 8 wins. I think Desmond Ridder is not the best quarterback, but the team around him is good. The defense got better this offseason with like Calais Campbell and Jesse Bates, and their offense, I think Bijan Robinson will have a really good rookie year. But I think first we'll go to New Orleans at 9 wins. I think the Derek Carr addition will be big, and their defense is still good, and I think Chris Olave will have a great season. The only thing that's holding them back from double-digit wins is I think their coaching. But yeah, that's the NFC South. So with these standings, here is the NFL playoff picture. So here's my AFC playoff predictions. And here is my NFC playoffs. So yes, I do think a Super Bowl rematch will happen, and I think the Eagles will get their revenge and beat the Chiefs 34-31 in the Super Bowl. So here's everything together. So thanks for watching, and a couple of things have changed from the last video. A couple playoff games changed. But yeah, that's my 2023-2024 NFL predictions. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.